Hello, everyone, and welcome to, what is technically a weekend preview, but also really, really late. And main reason for that being, after Sunday, I was kind of in recovery mode, and kind of wasn't, and I was also doing a little bit of work on a couple of other things to think about what I want to do with the channel. So, so in the aspect of how everything's going right now, I obviously have not done Raw. I have not done a SmackDown review, and this is Wednesday right now. I also haven't done the NXT review. We're going to go back to what we did about a month ago, I think, where I watch all those shows and I kind of do a one episode thing of it for God Saul's Turnbuckle, and then we also make the Impact Wrestling one as well as its own episode. So with that one being said, we're going to go back to that just for this week because I kind of was in recovery mode after Sunday with not in the terms of how bad the pay-per-view was, just in the terms of how much I had to drink that night in that sense of everything. We're also going to skip the Battleground pay-per-view. I think it's been said enough that the show wasn't good. It was not a good show by any stretch of the imagination. It really didn't come off all that well, with the exception of maybe the first match. There were some other good matches on there, but they had some wonky finishes to go along with it. So it was a not so good night for the terms of WWE pay-per-views. I think a lot of people call it the worst pay-per-view of the year so far. I would probably agree with that in that sense of everything, because other pay-per-views that seemed to not do so hot at least had something more to it. Like, it had more than one really good match on it. And this one really only had that opening match, and that was about it. So that's kind of Battleground in a nutshell. All I'm really going to talk about it. So like I said, we're going to go to the aspects of having a Raw, SmackDown, and NXT review all in one video. It'll be all one shoot again, and then next week we'll go back to the proper way of going about it, in the terms of a separate video for each one, and then we're gonna have the Impact review as well for that time frame. So I'm gonna try to, as long as I get to watch Impact tomorrow, I'm gonna try to film that Thursday instead of waiting, and I'll probably wait on the WWE side till Friday or Saturday. So that'll be the time frame and schedule for for those particular videos in that sense of everything. I did not stream. Well, I did do a stream, but it was pretty much just a rebroadcast of last week's the week before's stream. I haven't really done any original content in the terms of streaming over this last week. That could change throughout this time frame as well. But the things that I've been working on this week, and it's really only been one thing, but it's going to lead to potentially a decent amount of content somewhere down the line. For one, I'm not gonna I've been wanting to do the whole simulations and everything in that sense for the longest period of time, but I didn't want to just jump in. It's like, oh, for SummerSlam we're gonna jump into 2K17 and we're just gonna go for it and everything in that sense. No, we're not gonna go that route. I don't want to go that route in that sense. But I do have another game that's been relatively new on release that I could actually do something with that, which will be Fire Pro Wrestling World. So, starting with the NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3, I'm going to film simulations. I don't know if I'm going to film commentary to go along with it, or if it's just going to be I think the first couple go-rounds with like SummerSlam and the NXT Brooklyn show, it might just be me filming the matches, maybe no commentary to go along with it, or maybe I'm just going to do like random talking or something to go along with it at that time frame. But you'll see that on the channel, and then maybe it progresses as we go further, and maybe when 2K18 comes out, I switch everything over to 2K18. But I'm going to say this right here and right now, the stuff on Fire Pro Wrestling World, which I've kind of been toying around with over the last couple of days, and that, again, that's why we really haven't been seeing any videos or anything in that sense. I've been toying around with that. Is going to probably do a lot of everything, and they already have a ton of wrestlers on there for you to download on their workshop, and also you can go do it yourself as well with everything in that sense. So that will definitely be a positive way of going, and that's going to be something that we work on down the line here with the terms of in the terms of extra content, everything in that sense. And we will, yeah, they'll pretty much be everything. I'm going to probably start working on that a little bit more. And I'm also going to start toying around with going back into some fighting games. I haven't been doing a lot of recordings of fighting games as of late. I wouldn't mind getting a session of Killer Instinct in, which I have not done in a long period of time on this channel, so I wouldn't mind doing that, and maybe a couple other games as well somewhere down the line here. And that's going to be in the upcoming weeks, maybe not this week, but in the upcoming weeks definitely. We want to get back into the Gears of War 4 stuff, everything to go along with that. I really only play that game like once or twice a month now. It's kind of sad. I do like that. I do like how Gears of War 4 is working at this point. I think it is definitely a good game, especially obviously it's an easier upgrade from what was Gears of War Judgment and everything in that sense. Which, speaking of which, I've still got to record a bunch of content for that in the terms of other Gears of Wars for purposes of actually doing a top 10 best maps, top 10 worst maps type thing, which I had made mention a while ago, but I haven't really put any work into it, and I want to actually get some work into that here in the very near future. So because I did like doing the top 10 series, I don't think it really, in the terms of video and views and everything, which I don't care too much about all that much. Like, if you watch it, you like it, that's cool. If you don't, whatever. It's one of those whatever moments. But we will. I've been wanting to work on that, and I did enjoy actually working on the top 10 worst pay-per-view names for WWE a while back. So I want to try to get into that a little bit more whenever I get a little bit of extra time on everything in that sense. So with that being said, everybody, this is kind of the weekend preview / channel update, whatever you want to call this one, in that sense for this week. We're going to go a different route with the Godsall's Turnbuckles this week in the terms of only having the 2 episodes. The WWE sided one will probably be Friday or Saturday, and I'm hoping to get the Impact Wrestling one done tomorrow in that sense, because this is being filmed on a Wednesday. Hopefully it goes out tonight. I mean, it's really late Wednesday night actually, so it'll probably go out Thursday morning. So yeah, I'm going to try to get that done today, watch the other shows, get everything going, and yeah, we'll see where we go from there on that side of everything. So with that being said, everyone, I thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy the content coming your way this week, and what you're going to be seeing over the next couple weeks as well, or at least in the upcoming weeks. I'm going to probably start filming those here as soon as possible, especially with matches being announced for both SummerSlam and NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. I'll probably like some of these. I think like I'm going to wait for some of these until a little bit later down on the road, closer to the actual shows to film them. But I'm probably going to start filming those here very soon to get a gauge of where I want to go, everything in that sense. So yeah, with that being said, everyone, I hope you enjoy everything, and have a great rest of your week.